Lethal Cosmetics launched their Mellow Grove palette. This is said to be a spring grunge inspired palette that launched as a sister palette to the Midnight Serenade. I do not have the Midnight Serenade. That color story wasn't for me, but this color story is definitely right up my alley. This is a 15 pan palette with a 24-month shelf life. It has magnetic pans, so you can rearrange this if you want. There is 15 grams of product in here for $45. You can buy the bundle with Midnight Serenade and the Mellow Grove for $80, I believe it is. $81. Lethal Cosmetics describes this as a balanced blend of soft and vibrant mauve, green, and earthy tones inspired by mystic forests and the resurrection of life through spring. And I could not agree more. I ordered mine straight from the Lethal Cosmetics website. I did intend to buy it from Camera Ready Cosmetics here in the US. However, they sold out pretty quickly. But the shipping was quick and it was packaged beautifully. I did not have any issues with it, no damage, nothing. I'm going to start off with a E45 Sigma brush. I'm going to go into the deepest shade in the palette here. This is called Opulence. Lethal Cosmetics makes some of the most beautiful color stories, and I always look forward to their launches. They've been teasing a whole new collection, which this one caught me off guard because I thought for sure it was going to be Avatar, since that's what they've been teasing, but this one came out of left field. I'm going to get this all off my brush before I start sweeping it across my crease. I love my indie brands, so any chance I get to play with an indie palette to review or just make looks with, I'm all about it. I'm gonna start bringing this into my crease. I adore the color stories that bring together berry tones, reds, and greens. They always play so beautifully together. And honestly, in hindsight, maybe I should have picked up Midnight Serenade. A lot of people really seem to enjoy that palette. I'm going to switch brushes and go into the shade Tranquil. Pick this up on my melt brush. Ooh, a little bit of kick up in the pan, not a big deal. I'm actually going to use this and place it in the inner third of my eye. Ooh, that's got a beautiful, cool undertone to it. I love putting different colors color blocked on my lid. And now I'm going to go into a Sigma E40. I'm going to pick up the shade Serenity, which actually makes me think of Sailor Moon. And I'm going to use this to blend out that deeper berry shade. And I'm going to be careful how much I blend this. I don't want to over blend. I think my first experience with Lethal Cosmetics was their purple palette, and now off the top of my head I cannot remember the name of it. I'll link a picture in the video. I adored the look I created the very first time I used it, and since then I have loved Lethal Cosmetics. And I've never found myself having any difficulty with the shadows. They always performed really well for me. And this one so far, I've used only 3 shades, but these 3 shades are doing so well. I'm going to use my NYX glitter primer. I'm going to put just a little bit of this on my lids where I want my shimmer to be. Just going to use my finger. I want to swatch this shade Sanctuary here on my finger. Ooh, okay. Halcyon. Whoa. Okay, one more. Adrift. Oof. Those are all so beautiful. I'm going to use a Sigma E58 brush and pick up the shade Sanctuary. It's a duochrome. I'm going to use this all over my lid. Probably the most beautiful shimmer in the palette. That's gorgeous. And I think I could probably amp this up just a little bit more if I use my finger or use the brush damp. Look at that, how beautiful. And if you're not familiar with Lethal Cosmetics, you can actually build your own palettes with them. I have not done that, but I've always been intrigued and wanted to do it to create my own perfect color story. I'm going to try going into that shade with my finger. I want to see if I can amp it up. I'm going to put the shade Opulence back into that outer corner there, build it up a little bit more, kind of help marry the shimmer and the matte together. And I'm going to take a Makeup Forever brush and pick up the shade Sylvan and place that all along my lower lash line here. And just kind of bring it up to meet that berry toned shade Bellissima. And with the Sigma E33, I'm going to go into the pink shade Serenity one more time, and I'm going to buff that green out on the front half of my lower lash line. I'm going to deepen up this outer corner with an E43, or E42, excuse me, and this shade Quiver. Add just a little bit more depth. I'm going to take that E45 without any additional product and very gently blend around those edges. And that E40 just to help diffuse one last time. I'm going to use a tiny pencil brush and go back into the shade Quiver and place that on this outer corner of my lower lash line for a little more depth. And naturally, I'm going to take the shade Bliss on an E21 smudge brush. I think I need to spray this one. Oh yeah, hold on here. I think my finger might work better, but I also have these big nails on. Big for me anyway. This is a beautiful minty shade. Oh, this one's also a duochrome. That's so nice. And to finish this look off, I'm going to take an E36 from Sigma and take the shade Bliss and highlight my brow bone. Ooh, oh, that is a beautiful shade. That's what I'm talking about. I finished off this look with my KVD liner in the shade Radium Green, the NYX Lip Suede in the shade Mauve, and my Dior Velvet in the shade 220 Beige, and a pair of Kiss Wide Slacks lashes. In fact, the glue might still be drying, so I can't really tell without my glasses. I love this color story. So this color story is just perfect for spring. The greens draw you in. The berry tones complement those greens so beautifully. So I used 8 of these shades today. I used this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, and the green shade, and I got the most beautiful cohesive look. None of them were muddy. Everything blended out smoothly. I didn't have any issues with my blending. It was one of the quicker looks that I have done. In fact, it took me 20 minutes to do both eyes at the same time. I feel as though I didn't need a shimmer glue to make these shades pop. They still work beautifully with my finger. This green shade here, I thought it was just a mint shimmer. It actually has a hint of that berry tone to it. In the pan, you can't really see a duotone, but it looks green with a pink flip, like a berry pink flip. In fact, I think this shade is the one that caught me off guard the most. I wasn't expecting this shimmer white shade to be as reflective and diamond-like. And I describe it as diamond-like because honestly, It looks like a little diamond on my finger. This palette is laid out in a way that is very cohesive and user-friendly and beginner-friendly as well. You could stick to just quadrants here, or you could stick to just these pans alone and get a beautiful green neutral look. You could do the same here on this bottom row. Well, let me turn that around so it's easier to look at. You could do the same here and get a very beautiful neutral berry look, or just stick to 4 pans each to make your life simpler if you're in a hurry and don't want to spend a lot of time on your looks. Of the palettes I own from Lethal Cosmetics, the Night Flower palette has been my favorite, but I think after playing with this one just once, this one might actually bump that down a level. They both work wonderfully, but I think I might enjoy this one just a little bit more, and I'm looking forward to playing with it again. I hope you guys enjoyed this look and felt inspired as well. Everything on my face is linked down below. If you click on those links, I do earn a small commission. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. Do something for yourself today because you are worth it.